Hey guys, welcome back to another exciting episode of Tango Romeo 87. Where in this episode, I'm going to do something I probably shouldn't do. But I don't really have a choice because March is no spend March in our household. And we're not allowed to shop at Amazon, we're not allowed to shop at Walmart, and I'm not allowed to buy hiking gear, camping gear, I'm not allowed to buy anything unless it has to do with sustaining the household. Recently, I went on a camping trip in Kanawha State Forest with another YouTuber from Olaf's Odyssey. You need to check out his channel. He's got some pretty cool adventure videos on there. I'll put a link below. Check out the one where he bike packed through Catalina, California. Pretty good stuff. When we went camping, he had what's called a Twig stove. And it's a uber lightweight little snap together square stove that you can burn twigs and small pieces of wood and even split pieces of cordwood if they're short. The one thing I noticed when we used this stove was how well it kept us warm. Just a small fire burning there. As you can see here in this video, it's just blazing along, and it kept us warm 26, 27 degrees like a campfire would. And I thought, I've got to have one of those. But with no spend March, I can't buy one, and we've got a camping trip planned, not this weekend coming, but the weekend after, and I want to have a little campfire. So this last winter, I was driving on the road back from Sherwood Lake, covered in snow and ice, and snow plows had run, and I ran over a piece of steel. And I guess it went ding, it went under the truck. It sounded like it ripped everything out from under the truck. I was sure that we had totaled the truck. But I checked them, and everything was okay. So I looked down and I saw this piece of steel that I had run over, and I realized that there was another one up the road a little ways, and another one, and then a nice long one. So I picked them all up because I figured someday I'll have something to do with those. Guys, I think I figured out what to do with them. This is going to become my heavy-duty Twig stove. It'll be a lot heavier than the one Olaf had, but hey, it'll be free to me. So the next step is we'll take this long one, cut a piece off of it, and then we'll get all this steel cleaned up on the edges we need to weld. We'll get it boxed together, tacked, and then we'll weld everything, get it welded to the plate, and then we'll polish it all up, clean it up with some stove black, and we will have an incredible stove that should last a lifetime. So let's go get busy on this stuff. Okay, the first thing we need to do is cut this big piece and cut us a small piece to match. So what we'll do is we'll take a cutoff wheel on the grinder, we'll make a light score along there and then get that out of our way. Okay, with that piece cut, we should be able to get the edges cleaned up. We'll switch out the cutting wheel, put the grinding wheel on, clean our edges real good, get bare metal, and then we should be able to get some tacks in there. Then we can weld this thing up. Got all the edges cleaned and shined up. I want to round the edges a little bit, even though my primary weld will be in that valley when the two come together. Also cut a hole in this one, a little bit crooked, but hey, it's been a while since I've done metal fabricating, and what that'll be when it sits down on a plate is a place to put your fire starters. You can use a flint and steel and light a pile of fire starter and then shove it back in. Another side for it to draw air on. Hope that works, and I really hope that these holes that were already in this steel will be enough to draw air to let the stove burn really hot. Next step is to take this magnet, which is a 90, or a 45, I'm sorry, and put that in, and take the next piece of steel and put it in so that we have the valley exposed, and get a tack and do that with all four pieces, tack it together, and then start welding it. I have not welded other than a lawnmower I fixed a couple summers ago for the neighbor, Tracy's dad. I haven't welded a lot since I left the farm. My daughter is a welder. She's a certified welder. I'm more of a put it together and grind it. So I'm a grinder, not a welder. But we're gonna weld nonetheless because we're gonna make this stove. Okay guys, got my welds in. That was about all that little inverter welder wanted with this 1/4 inch plate. I had to heat all the way up and I had to cut the wire back a little bit and work a little slower. It's still not perfect welds. If they were commercial welds and this were my job, I probably would have gotten fired today. But I've got good welds on there. Now I'm gonna take the grinder and clean them up and round the corners so they're semi-smooth. There'll probably be a few pocks in it where the welder didn't hit, but I mean, it's a solid piece of steel now. So let's get it ground and cleaned up. And there you go. One stove. A few pits in the welds, but I'm not worried about it. Like I said, I was really pushing the welder beyond its natural limits, but I got good sections of weld in. I got heat transfer to the back, and I'm happy with it. I mean, it'll hold up to what we plan to use it for. I took the wire brush and took all the scale off of it. Now I'll go find some stove black, stove polish for wood stoves, polish the whole outside of it, not worried about the inside. And once we get it polished up, we can put it to a test this evening, maybe build a fire in it and see how it does. I decided with the plate for the bottom, I've just decided I'm not gonna do anything with it. I was gonna weld the box to it, but it'll be a whole lot easier just to flop that down and set my box on it. And when I go to clean up my fire mess at the end, it'll be easier if I don't have a box that I can't pick up and wipe out and dump the ash out. So let me go see if I can find that stove black, because Lord knows Tracy's not going to let me buy anything this month. So if I can't find the stove black, we'll just have to build a fire in it the way it is. Rock on, man. Quick little project with some free materials. All right, as y'all can see, Tracy got kind of excited about this whole idea and sat there and split a whole bucket full of wood for it. I don't know how long we're going to burn it tonight, but we are going to go ahead and give it a maiden light and see how it does. And now we have a one-of-a-kind 60-pound portable fire pit. Yeah. Buy the one on Amazon if you don't have a welder. I will put the link below, and let's get this thing fired up and see how it does.
Very nifty.
I'm telling you,
warm.
It's really warm. I was blown away by the one Bro had, because that little box in it, I don't know that it was as big a square as that one. We were comfortable.
Yep.
And it burns wood a long time. A little tiny piece of wood. We could set up camp and camp all evening on half that bucket.
Wow. So whereas a half of an evening of regular firewood.
Oh yeah, because I have to put
take
4 or 5 pieces in there at a time, and next thing you know, the truck's empty, and we still got 2 days to go.
Right.
That is ideal.
Mm-hmm.
And if it weren't no by March, I probably would have bought the one he had. But it's no by March, and I had welding wire, had the welder, could not find the stove black.
Right.
So right now it's just getting cooked on.
Cook it off.
And we'll stove black it later, maybe in April. Man, it's really warm.
It is.
Had to put out heat for a long time. And it's relatively protected from wind, where as of just a campfire pit is blowing the ash out of it. You'd have to get a pretty strong wind. I still think I want to build a box that's an inch bigger around and an inch taller with a handle on it. So when you go to bed at night, you just set it over top of it and snuff the fire out. If you buy that one that Olaf had in his video, and like I said, I put the link below, it'd probably last you a lifetime if you took care of it. This, our great grandchildren will be enjoying
what this was.
What is this thing?
Right.
You know, cut it up and weld something else out
Take
of
an
it.
engraver and write firebox on
Yeah.
it.
I might just take my welder and weld
Yeah.
fire pit
Yeah.
so that people know what it is. Well, that's the end of this video. I tried to talk Tracy into roasting marshmallows, but she wasn't in the mood. We're not camping.
No.
But that little bit of wood will burn for a long time. And it is warm. Y'all can't feel it. It's sitting way back here. I'm taking as much heat as I want off this.
Feels good.
So, see ya.
Peace out.
Peace out.